Hello, 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 hello. How are you all doing today? This is me, your host, Irene Solo. I'm just welcome you to Let's Talk, and I hope that today you're going to be excited. You're going to be encouraged. Today is Thursday, and as we normally do it on Let's Talk, we always have a guest who is out there to encourage us and, challenges and just make us understand that resilience is the key. Consistency is the key, that nobody is made perfect, but in all these things, we can take one step at a time and we will get there. Hence, I always say that one thing we need to know is that whatever it is that we are doing, we are unique, we are blessed, we are the kind of people that God has taken his time to create us just for this purpose, for us to be able to run this race and be the best that we can ever be. And hence, I encourage everybody to be authentic, to be real, and to be themselves, because you never know what will come out of it. And not only that, there is nobody who can ever be like you. With that, I need you to know that life is in stages. And today we are welcoming our guest, a very good friend of mine, and he is really, I've seen his resilience over the years, and God has lifted him up, and that is none other than Mr. Amal Paul Makaba. And today he has grown to do a lot of things, achieve a lot of things. As a young man, I saw him and I knew him to be a very ambitious young man. And today he has grown up to continue with this journey. And I'm so grateful to God to be able to talk to him today, because I believe that as you watch us, as you listen to us, you are going to be encouraged, shaken out of your comfort zone, and you're going to decide that today I will take a step. Because life is in stages. You always have to remember that. Your stage, you may be down today, but tomorrow you can climb up. Give yourself the opportunity to climb up. Without wasting much time, without all the talkings, let me just welcome Mr. Amal Paul Makaba to just say hi to you all, and then I'll tell you a little bit about him. Thank you so much, sir. How are you?
Hi, Irene. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. It's really a privilege for me to be with you and to be with the people of God who are live watching us.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much. I just want to tell you a little bit about Mr. Paul Makaba. He is I don't know how to explain this to you, but let me say it to you, because sometimes it's better you hear it than talk too much. Mr. Amal Makaba is a businessman with a degree in marketing and business management. His passion for a better society led him into politics to improve people's social conditions. A dedicated Christian, I like that. Amal sees his work as a mission on earth. He does not just look at it like, no, I'm doing this. No, he sees it as a mission on the face of the earth. He's striving to make a positive impact on this earth that we are living in this world that we are living in. And I'm grateful to God for that. So this is the kind of person that we are having here. He's not only a businessman, he's the founder of Makaba Group. Not only that, he is a political analyst. So there's a lot of things that we have here to ask him, a lot of questions we can ask him, so that we can be able to understand things from his perspective, but also lash out on him a little bit. If you want to lash out on him through politics, please send me a message and I'll throw it to him. But if you want to talk about, he's also a family man, a goal-oriented kind of man, and I appreciate that about him. So thank you so much, sir. Don't mind me. I talk too much. I know. I know I talk too much, but I enjoy this opportunity to be able to talk to you. Please tell us more. Who is Mr. Amal? Who is Paul Makaba? Please tell us more about yourself.
Thank you so much. Like you said, Irene, Amal Makaba is very ambitious man,
Mm-hmm.
a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
someone who's here to fulfill is what the God has sent him on earth to do, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my mission, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing every day my best to fulfill it by the
Mm-hmm.
time I leave earth. Yes,
Wow, I like that. I like a man on a mission. I like me a man on a mission who knows what they want to do, and they know that I want to leave this earth empty. I like, there are
yes.
many people who have done a lot of things, but they still leave the earth having a lot that they've not achieved. But I like this person who says, I want to leave this earth empty. I want to achieve everything that I am called to achieve. Okay, Mr. Amel, before I even start asking a lot of questions, please tell us where are you originally from, where are you living, and why. All these things will lead to the reason why we will know more about Mr. Paul Makaba.
I am an African originated from the DRC Congo,
Okay.
and I live between those two. I live between South Africa and Kinshasa, which is the capital of the DRC Congo.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, this is where I am best. Currently, I'm in South Africa in Johannesburg because I came for some duties.
Okay.
Yes, this is what I can say about me, about where I'm
Yes,
based, and yes.
it's good to know that we have an African who actually travels around Africa and who's willing to see that Africa itself is established. Because
Yes.
Africans, we don't realize how important we are and how much our continent is blessed. And he's all the way from Congo. Many of you know the challenges that the country has had, but yet it has produced great people. A lot of great people have come from Congo that we know of. So today I'm here with one of the greatest that is coming up. He is here. He wants to just bring a change in this world that we are living in. And Africa will never be the same again because he is here. So the first question I'm going to throw at you, Sam. Tell me
Yes.
something. You said you have a degree in marketing. So I literally wrote these questions down so I do not forget. So I'm going to ask you the first question. How has your degree in marketing and business management influenced your approach to politics? Because there's one thing, people go to school, but yet the things they've studied don't really help them. So how has this influenced your approach to politics?
Yes, first, I'm from a country where education it's really a key to life. You know, your parents tell you that without education, without schooling, you are not gonna be anybody in this world. So I had to study. I had
Mm-hmm.
to study, and I think my degree today has given me some base. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
has given me some base to understand uh, what is life and even on business. Because I believe when you go to politics, people who are in politics are representing the general people. They are representing the citizen of a nation. You see,
Yes.
so
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have some base, if you don't have some basic on let's say on how to rule, how to manage, how to your relationship in society has to be, so it's a problem. So a degree for me, it has really easy things for me in that political realms, you see. So it was easy for me because I had some knowledge of how to approach things in politics, and how relationship and partnership, and
Mm-hmm.
how to hear what the community, what the people are saying. So it really
Mm-hmm.
helped me with that. Yes.
Okay, I like that. The fact that there's something I know about people from Congo. You all speak French, and most of the time, even in schools, most of your education is done in French, right? So I know a lot of people who are greatly educated in Congo, but yet they cannot really express themselves in English. It's really difficult for them to even say a statement in English. But here you are able to converse with us. So one thing I would want to know quickly before I go to the next question, this is something I just want to know. Please tell me, when did you start learning English? Because from the time I knew you could be able to speak English. At least we could be able to converse. When did you learn English? Did you start that in school, or did you start learning that on your own? Can we please know that?
Yes, thank you. My English, it's not that great, but from when I was in Congo studying, we had English as some subject. So I
Okay.
used to love it. I just used to love it. I said to myself, no, I need to have some basic in this language. I think so. I
Mm-hmm.
started from my country in I
Mm-hmm.
think in from primary school where I was studying. We used to have some we used to have English as subject. So
Mm-hmm.
up until today, I keep on improving it. So I started from young age, yeah. But like you said, Congo, it's really a French country, and it's not a lot of people that you find there that speak English.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, no, that's great because I know I have a lot of Congolese friends, and sometimes I have to crack my head asking myself, okay, what do I say here and what do I say that? So it makes you have to learn a little bit of some words here and there from French. But one thing I love about the people is that they are motivated, they are resilient, they are people who don't give up. No matter the challenges, they are willing to stand. And that's a great example with our guest today, Mr. Paul Makaba. Sir, what motivated you to transition from business career into politics? Because I need to know, okay, it's one thing to be a businessman. It's another thing to decide I am a businessman, let me join politics. Because I know many people are scared of politics because they say politics is dirty. So why will you want to have a degree in business management and then you can run your business? Because I know you're good with your business. So why will you want to join politics? Let's understand.
Yes, from my young age, I
Mhm,
study. I studied
mhm.
to become a man in society. So
Okay.
when I grew up, I started working,
Mhm,
and I noticed that as around me there were people who were in need of uh, who were in need of being equipped, empowered, and stuff like
mhm,
that. So that's
mhm,
why I decided to start a business, and then I started a business, and with years I've seen that that was still not enough. I couldn't reach the a large number of people. I was reaching only few people. I could have helped only few people. But me, what I
mhm,
wanted to do, I wanted it to have an impact in the whole world. I wanted
mhm,
to
mhm,
to help as much as people as possible. And I've seen that for you to be able to do that, so you had to be associated to politics. You had to 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 mingle or to join them, so that
mhm,
because they are representative of the people, they are on top there
mhm,
making rules. So I wanted to join them so that
mhm.
I'm able to help a large amount of my people. Yes.
I like that. I like that. I like that. You know, it's interesting. It's really interesting because many people who join politics, they join politics because they want to make money for themselves. They
Yeah.
also join politics because they want to be famous. You know, so to hear a young man, because man, you're still young. Most of the people who are in politics are either they're holding sticks or the hairs are gray, and you're still young. To hear a young man saying that, no, I want to join politics because I want to help people, I want to reach a big number of people. To me, that is transforming. To me, that is encouraging because I keep looking at the society we are living in today, and I feel that we are too self-centered. We only think about me, myself, and I. And to see that there's somebody out there who can say, you know what? Okay, me, myself, and I love you, yes, but we also need to include the we. We need to get people in, not only I. There should be a we in the process. So that is really great, sir. I really appreciate that, especially as a young person. You can be able to change the generation we are in. I really appreciate that. Please, Can you give us or share with us a specific example of how your work has positively impacted our society? Because I know definitely you have touched people's lives here and there. Please give us an example. What happened? Why? And all that. How has your work impacted the society, sir?
Yes, I can start by saying last year, for example, I was running for a deputy in the parliament.
Okay.
So for the whole 2 3 years, I was working hand to hand with the community. So
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to them. I equipped them. We did some training. We really impacted people's life. So we taught them skills. We taught them how to survive, how to live by yourself. You see, so I was really working hand in hand with people. And beside that, with my business, from
Mm-hmm.
2000 since 2019 up until now, with the kind of business that I do, we have given a part-time job to up to more than 500 to 600 people already. So,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of return. There are people who have called me and tell me that, listen, because of you, because of the job that you gave me, I was able
Mm-hmm.
to finish studying. I was able to to support my family. For what you did to me, it gave me courage to go forward with my life, to work, and to today become an entrepreneur. So there's a lot of positive things that have been happening. So there are people, like I told you, who are in society today, who are working, but they have
Mm-hmm.
started with me. They have started with us in training, and we have helped young men, for example, to start a business, even if it's a
Mm-hmm.
small business in a street, even if it's a shop or anything. So for from 2019, that was the year that we've been very active up until uh, 2024. We have been there to encourage people, to empower them, and there's a lot of positive things coming out of it. Yes.
Wow. You see, I love that. I love that. You know, many a times I always like to say this to people that the greatest achievement that we can ever have on the face of the earth is to impact people. It's people's lives. You know, there's something that people don't realize. I say this so many times, and probably they don't understand the points at which I'm bringing it in, but this is it. Think about it. Now we are in a year 2024. There are some cars that have been released, new cars. I'll give you an example. Even there are phones that are 2024 models. They've been released in 2024. By the time you reach 2030, those phones or those cars are nothing. In fact, we don't even have to reach 2030. By 2025, next year, there will be other new ones that have been released. So the ones that are from 2024, they are actually old. There's nothing new about them anymore. So that's what, hence I like to tell people that if you only invest on material things, if you only invest on the things that you are seeing, it's a waste of time and a waste of money. But if you can invest in people's lives, one thing is people will not forget. They may not be able to come back, all of them, but they will not forget. There is a way your life, I always say, you bless somebody today, they give it forward. They may not come back to you and give you, but they will, because you bless them, they may touch somebody else's life because of that
Yes.
simple act of kindness that you gave. So it's very good to hear that somebody can join politics, a businessman, a politician can have the heart of standing up and saying, you know what, we need a better society. You know what, it's not only about needing a better society. We will take the initiatives. We will equip the people. Not only that, you know, one thing people have failed to understand: being an entrepreneur, being somebody that you can be able to do things with your own hands, it's much better because it's not everybody that will be employed. There are others
Yes.
who are meant to start employments for others. So if you have equipped people to go out there and be entrepreneurs, you've actually created job opportunities for others. Because if somebody goes out there, they've become an entrepreneur, they'll employ 2 or 3, 4, 500 people. And it's because of the initiative that you took that, you know what? I'm going to train this person. And that's how we build our society. So I really hope that many politicians or business people out there, the ones that are listening to you, they're understanding that, truthfully speaking, the greatest investment you can ever make is in the lives of people. That's my belief. That's my motto, and I ran with it. So thank you so much. I was just adding on to what you said. I really appreciate that,
Yes,
sir. Tell me
thank you.
something. I have another question that I want to to ask. Today you are on the hot seat. Please don't ban.
Okay.
Just relax.
No, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm here to answer to all your questions. Yes.
Thank you so much. So you mentioned that you're a Christian, and I like the fact that you're proud of the fact that you're a Christian. There are many people who are a bit embarrassed about their faith. One thing with me is I am proud to be a Christian. I'm always the kind of person who, if I believe in something, I stand up for it. So you mentioned that you're a Christian. So I'm going to ask you something based on that. So how does your Christian faith guide your mission and decisions in both business and politics? Because I know you will meet people who are not Christians. And I know, as I started by saying, that they say politics is a dirty game. Sometimes there are times you have to play dirty. So do you join in playing the dirty, or you are the type that will stand up and say, no, guys, let us correct this? So how has your Christian faith really be able to guide your mission in decision making in both business and politics? Please talk to us, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for this question. I believe that everybody has an identity.
Yeah.
So an identity can't be a burden, you see.
Mhm,
So for me, being a Christian should be the first thing that when someone sees me,
mhm,
sees that, okay, this is his identity. So I
mhm,
want to be identified as a Christian when you first meet me. So it's not
mhm,
something that I carry as a burden, but
mhm,
it's something that it's me and being Christian. We are one. It's who I
mhm,
am. So on my relationship area, or even in my business or politic area, so
mhm,
I don't get to have a problem, because when I come,
mhm,
already you identify me like that. So you identify me like that. And like the Bible says, we are here to make the world disciples.
mhm,
So even in my way of approaching you,
mhm,
I make sure that my Christian identity are there. But of course, I'm not there to force people to I'm not there to force people to look like me directly, or
mhm,
to do things like or to behave like I behave. Of course, we meet different people who are maybe from other religions,
mhm,
but as a Christian, I welcome you guys, and uh, I stay in a certain level with you, where it's a business level, where we exchange what need to be exchanged, and this is how it is, without what. And when I see something that doesn't belong to to what I believe in, I see that it's maybe a procedure, or it's something that go against my religion, then I withdraw. I
mhm,
withdraw. I withdraw from that. So for me, it's really easy, because I've got principles that I stand about. You see,
mhm,
I've got principles that are making me. You see, so I can't break those principles. So whenever I see that this doesn't go with me, then I'll be quick to leave. Yes, whether it's in business or it's in politics. So I don't mind uh leaving that. Yes.
I
So
like
for
that.
me, it's really easy. It's really
Mm,
easy, because I know my identity. I work by the principles. So yes,
I like
it's
that.
really an easy journey. Yes.
I like that. I like the fact that you say that the Bible tells us that we should make the disciples. Wherever we go, we should make disciples for Christ. That's a good point, because one thing people don't realize, making disciples for Christ is not only about you standing up and preaching. It's your way of life, how you treat people, how you talk to
Yes.
people, how the kindness you show, the empathy, the compassion. I believe that our lifestyle needs to be a testimony on itself, not just talking, but actually being able to stand up and do things in a positive
Yes.
light. Yes. So please let me divert a little bit. There's something that just came into my heart. I want to ask you. Sorry, I know you're on the hot seat, but please don't ban. Just relax yourself inside that.
I'm okay. I'm relaxed. I'm very okay. Yes.
So there's
Yeah.
there's something I want to ask you. You've spoken about Christian, being a Christian, and you have values and all that. Tell me something, because we've all been young. We've all been young. We've been in our youthful time, like teenagers and all that and all that. And then when did you put structure in your beliefs and you say to yourself, you know what, no matter what, this is what I believe? Because there are times that probably friends could have swayed you, because at a particular age you could have been like, let's do this, and you'll do it. But when is it in your life, at that particular time in your life, that you decided, you know what, this is the time? Were you a teenager? Were you still young? Or was it when you got into your youthful stage? Where? Because sometimes there are those who are teenagers who say to themselves, this is my time. I've made up my mind. These are the principles I will follow. So when exactly did you decide that these are your principles? Because you just made a mention that your principles, and you go by them and you don't divert. So tell us, when did you decide that those are your principles, that your principles have to go the way of God?
You know, thank you so much. From young age already, I've chose Jesus as my savior. From young age,
Okay.
from I think my when I was a teenager, I've chosen to be a Christian, and I was born again.
Mm-hmm.
All those procedure, but I can tell you, up until today, I'm still putting those structure.
Okay.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
still a man that are being built. You see,
Mm-hmm.
I've not yet arrived to say that today I don't compromise. No, no, no. I think I take it step by step. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when I make a step forwards, I say, okay, this thing, I don't want to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's become a principle.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our work. I do it step by step. I'm busy putting structure. So there are certain things that I still fall short. But when I overcome something, and then that I make it a law. I make it a principle. I don't want to go back in that condition. I don't want to go back in sinning this way. I don't want to go back in failing on that. You see, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe there are still a lot of steps that I have to make, and there are still a lot of where there's still a long wall that we are building. So this is how I do it. I don't put pressure on myself, so I take it step by step. Yes, this is how I do it.
No, I actually, sir, sincerely, I like that. Our motto here on Let's Talk is being authentic, being
Yes,
yourself. So what
yeah,
you just explained in a nutshell is authenticity. You've
yes,
just accepted and made us understand that, man, I'm human. I am not perfect. I like that, because there are people who will come in and make you feel like, man, they have it all put together. But I like that. You have actually made us realize that you're a leader who is walking the walk that we are walking. You've actually made us understand that you're a leader who feels the pain that we are feeling. You're a leader who can sometimes make mistakes as we make the mistakes. You've actually made us understand that you're a leader who understands that you can also fall short as a human being. And with that kind of mentality, man, I believe that you can create a better society, a better community, because you've come with the authenticity in place. You are not coming with a judgmental attitude. You're coming you as you are, and you're like, guys, let's hold hands, let's go. Yes, we may fail. Yes, this may be wrong, but let us learn from our mistakes and move on. That's a very, very, very good attribute. And I pray and I hope that many leaders out there can learn that, because many people are striving to be perfect, and I've not seen anybody perfect in this world, because nobody is. So if people can learn that you can make mistakes and you learn from your mistakes and move a step forward, I believe that will be great. So I really appreciate that point. That's a very, very valid point. That's a great point. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank
So
you. Because remember, we have a objective. We have a final line that
mhm,
we know this is
mhm,
where we are going.
mhm,
So whatever you meet on your roads to that final destination, you
mm,
see, must be there to build you. So
mhm,
it mustn't be there to break you. So I'm going my roads. I'm going, and I know I have to reach the final line. I have to
mhm,
finish my race. So
mhm,
whatever that I meet in on my roads and are not good. So I make
mhm.
sure that I remove it and I check myself off and I continue on the right direction. So this is how I do it. Yes.
Mm, that's a very good advice for the young ones out there. That's a very good advice for the businessmen out there. That's a very good advice for anybody who's listening in your Christian walk, in your society, in your workplace, in your political field. You need to know that we can make mistakes, but challenge yourself and say it's one step at a time. Hence, I say life is in stages. Sometimes there's a particular stage that it may look a bit shaky, but that does not mean that you will end in that stage. You take one step at a time. You keep moving, and you keep moving and learning from every mistake you have made. Not only mistakes, sometimes you make good decisions and you realize, okay, I learned from this, so tomorrow I will make it even better. So we really appreciate you, sir. Those are words
Thank
of
you.
wisdom. Those are
Thank
mantras
you.
that I hope people who are listening will take them so seriously. I really appreciate you for that, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. The next question that I have for you, please. What challenges have you faced in trying to improve people's social situations, and how have you been able to overcome them? Because one thing I know, before you even answer that, one thing I know is that no matter how much you want to help people, sometimes people don't want to be helped.
Yes, you
So,
are right. It's
yes.
yes, you are very right,
Mhm.
and it's sometimes really deceitful. It's really challenging because if you don't have a heart to help, you get up to abandon, to say no, 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 I don't want to continue doing this. We meet up with a lot of kind of people. There's a lot of challenges. Some of them are already corruptions
Yeah.
that in politics you can be willing to do good, but there are people who are corrupted. So
Mm,
it's one of the challenges that we face, we are
mm,
facing up until now. So,
mhm,
and then another thing is that in politics, everything that you see are done in some secret places. There are some partnership that are being done. So the will of people, the will of the populations doesn't really count. So they are greedy, and it's a result of some partnership. So up until today, in some of our countries, the will of the people are not yet done. So it's some
mm,
secret what that they do, and it's so sad. But also, the people that we are meeting, the
mm,
people that we are meeting. I was very disappointed when I was running as a deputy,
mm,
because I was approaching people. I wanted to equip them. I
mm,
wanted to equip them, to train them, to make sure that they learn a job, they learn a work, they get knowledge, they
mhm,
get all we wanted to equip them. But most
mhm,
of the people that we met, They were just after the money. They didn't want to listen to what you were saying. They didn't want to know what you are bringing, you are putting on. They wanted to know, are you going to give us money? How are
Yeah.
you changing our life? You see,
Mm,
so they didn't know that even for your life to change, it's a process. It's a process that you have to go through about your mentality, about
yeah.
your way of understanding things, of
Mm,
doing things. So a lot of people that we have met, so they
mm,
were just, they wanted money, or they wanted immediate solution. So that was also it was disappointing, and
mm,
it was a big challenge. And if you don't have a heart for people, so
mm,
you end up, you end up abandoning, you end up
mm,
leaving all that. And
mm, mm,
that's why you've noticed today in politics, there are people who are coming. There are politics that are going to the people and are telling them, if you vote for me, for example, this is what I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna be close to you. I'll live among you so that I understand what are your needs, what are the situation that you are living. You
mm,
see, but because some people only need money, they only need direct solution, they only need short solution, they want you to help them with certain things. So what other politics does is that they give you what you want,
yeah.
so, and you vote for them. So once you have voted for them, they forget about you guys. That's why you see population, you see the people crying that, since he got elected, he has abandoned us. He has left us alone. But it's
Yeah.
because of the treatment also sometimes that they receive. So if you don't have a good heart, so
Mm,
if you don't have a good heart to change people, to
mm,
empower them to understand what they're going through, and to have an impact in the life of a big community, you end up uh, by abandoning. So it's not
mm,
easy. So these are some of the challenges that we go through, and I hope that's why we are doing training. That's why we don't stop going to have a meeting with them, to empower them, to talk to them, to help change mentality, to help them understanding things in a different ways. So this is what we're busy doing, but it's really challenging, like I said, yes.
hmm. It's interesting. It's interesting actually to hear it from your perspective. It's really interesting because most of the time I've seen these during political rallies or during election time. You find that the politicians come with foodstuffs. Some people are given money and all that, and then truthfully after they are elected all these things stops. But then when you bring back the point that you just put across, that sometimes this is people are looking for gratification right now, the now kind of gratification. They don't look at the long term. People are not thinking of what will happen tomorrow. What if I go and go to school or get trained, I get a degree, I can be able to run my own business, or maybe if I start a business, or maybe if I can do this. People don't look at that. And hence I agree with you that truthfully speaking, as a human being, I now understand where the politicians are coming from, because they wanted money. You wanted to build something sustainable for them. They did not want. They wanted the money to eat, present gratification, and you gave them that money that you're supposed to use to impact their life. For you gave it to them to eat. So, and then they voted for you. So it's like we are exchanging. Literally, when you bring it back, I
Yes,
understand that it's like also us as a society, we are messing up because we are being too self-centered. We don't think about tomorrow. We are just present here. We just presently oriented with the whole point of let me eat. How much can I eat? How much can I get gratified? We forget. I always like to say, you forget that you'll go to the loo and you'll excrete all these things, and tomorrow you'll still need
yes,
it again. So that's a very, I did not see it that way. And I don't think many people look at it that way. And I hope that people can start looking at it that way and start realizing that it's not about what they're just getting and putting in their mouth. They should allow their politicians to make permanent change in their communities and their societies. Now, thank you so much for that. That is quite enlightening. I really appreciate that. Thank you
okay.
so much, sir. Okay. So, what are your primary goals for creating a better society, and how do you plan to achieve them?
Okay, primary goal is to change mentality,
Okay.
to to change mentality. So we are busy uh, starting some training about knowing yourself, knowing your capacity, your capability,
Mm-hmm.
knowing who you are. So we are
Mm-hmm.
busy with that kind of training. Already in Congo, we do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in South Africa so that we can start it as well. And
Mm-hmm.
beside that, we wanna accompany people in building their CVs,
Mm-hmm.
and we help them creating jobs or getting jobs. So these are the first things that we are starting with in 2024, so that
Mm-hmm.
we see, because for people to be able to work well, to understand what am I called to do, what am I supposed to do, so they must have certain mentality, and
Mm-hmm.
they must know their profile. So this is what we're busy with. So these are my primary goal, and then after that we 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 have a lot of program. We have a whole program that we have for this year and the coming years. Yes.
Okay, that is very good. I really like that. I like that. It's good to have goals and it's good to focus on them so that you can be able to achieve them. I like that. That is actually quite encouraging and makes me think. It actually makes me think deeper and want to know, okay, how can we be able to change our society better? So, in this, since you started all this, have people registered? Have people shown interest? Are people willing? Because as we spoke, people like the gratification, the now gratification. So are you getting people who are really willing to be changed right now? Are you
In
getting people registering?
Yes, in Congo already we have we are in a lot of areas where we have those training, whether it's in sewing,
Mm-hmm.
and we even open some shops. We have open pharmacies where people are working, and beside that, we have opened even shops where you sell stuff. So people are coming. We train them, and then we release them to see how they will react, how they will be performing. So in South Africa, that's why I'm here. So we're gonna be busy with the registration soon. We'll start with the registration, and then we will build a profile. So we build a profile, and we help them finding jobs and attending training. So we are busy setting up the whole process. Yes.
Okay. So now tell me something. With the people that you train, what if you train someone, and then you help them make a resume? Some places they call it CV, resume or CV. You help them make that. Then they get a job or they start doing a business, and then they fall out of line along the way or they give up. What do you do to people like that? Because I know there are a lot of people. I've been in this in the industry of helping people, and I know that you can help somebody and they will be studying for 3 months, for a year, for 2 years, and then they still run back to you. They need financial assistance, they need to be helped again. Then sometimes you still take a step and help them again, but then they still go back and fall again. So what do you do to people like that? Or have you not thought about it? Because there are people who are, how do I call them? I don't want to say they're lazy, but I will tell you there are people who are quite relaxed in their comfort zone. So they don't want to challenge themselves. Anything that is challenging that comes their way, they give up and they run back, they coil back to you. So have you thought of that? How do you handle that? Because now you've started it in Congo. I'm sure you've experienced that. So how have you handled that?
Yes, a lot of things like that have happened to us, but let me tell you, Irene, there is nothing you can do about it. You have a heart to equip these people. So until they succeed in life, you don't release them. And still, until they succeed, you don't abandon them. You don't give up on them. So when someone like this come back to you. So you have to welcome him again, and you have to go through the whole process again, and maybe do it a different way so that they may understand, And
Mhm.
it's normal. It's normal in the world that people get tired sometimes. So that's why
Mhm.
sometimes after you have worked, you need to go relax.
Mhm.
You need to relax so that your nerves and even your mind and everything need to be refreshed again. So
Mhm.
it's okay that you have worked for 2 years and you didn't see the result that you wanted. Maybe it can be the case, or maybe some of them are just like you say, uh you might reveal themselves to be lazy, or they
Mhm.
are not equipped well. So we welcome them back. We go through some counseling again, and we do a different training so that there we make sure that when we release them, they are this time very strong and they can go much far. Yes.
Let me ask you something on that point still. So, if you have 10 people, right? And then you see that there are five of them who literally they are goal getters, and they show they are showing that they are showing that they are leaders, they can do things, right? And then they go and start and they're doing well, and then you have another five that they keep going and coming back, keep going and coming back, keep going and coming back. Do you and probably they've gone many times, come back, you still do that, they still go fail, you've given try to equip them in another field, they failed, they come back. Do you still continue equipping them, or do you make an avenue where they can be able to go maybe and work under those other five, or that are actually more more goal oriented? Do you make them, do you give that provision, something like that? Because I know there are people who are not meant to start a business, their job is to just work. So you can give them opportunity to start a business and they struggle. So do you give that provision?
Remember, even in the Bible, it says that to one who have, they should be added onto them. So and there's a say that is, you don't mix good oranges with those one who are bad already. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so what we can't take them and uh, put them with those who are performing well. No, this we don't do that. Those who are doing good, we join them with people who are doing good like them, so that they can
Mm-hmm.
do even better. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't mix them. So, but of course, when we take them back in training, they come up to they meet with people who are they meet in training, because those people who are doing good are coming back for testimony. They are coming back to share their
Yes.
experience with those
Yes.
who are still weak. So that's when
Yes.
they get to meet, and they hear the testimony, and they want to do it again, and we still go through that process, but we don't take them directly and say, no, you're going to work with those who are no. In training, yes, they do some exercise together, but we can't, those who are at work already, take those who are still weak and put them together. We don't do that.
I like the fact that the other ones will come back and do the testimonials. That's a very good one because it encourages the other ones.
Really important.
What of the ones you have trained and they went out, they failed, and they never came back? What do you do with those ones?
Okay, so if we can still reach them, we follow up on them. So we look for them, and yes, but there are people who vanish. They just vanish.
Yes,
So
yeah,
if we, yes, if we don't know how to reach them, then we hope that one day we will meet again, and we will start the process again. As long as we have this courage, as long as God is giving us power, and God is working a good work on us, and as long as we are seeing others performing well, doing well in life. So we have this courage of uh, getting, of attracting, of calling as many people as possible. Yes.
That's good. So our time is up. This discussion was quite encouraging and mind blowing. But tell me, please, what are your last words for anybody who's listening? Any young man who's listening, all the men, politicians, businessmen, anybody who's listening? What are your last words for them? Any Christian out there who's listening, non-Christians, anybody? What are your last words, sir?
My last word is life is sometimes not easy.
Mm-hmm.
So we must be courageous, and you must first start by dreaming. What you don't dream of, you don't go get it. So you
Mm-hmm.
start by dreaming, and then you wake up to go achieve those goals, to go get those dreams. So I want to encourage everybody who are in a good situation right now to continue to go forward, and those who want to give up or have given up, I want to tell them that tomorrow is another day and everything is still
Amen.
possible. Yes.
Amen. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us. Our time is up. I really appreciate you. I hope to meet you again. I hope to talk to you again when your project in South Africa has started off, and how we will want to know how it's doing and how people are responding. Otherwise, thank you so much for the good work that you are doing. And those people who are listening from Congo, from all over the world, please stretch forth your hands and just be a blessing to them. Not only that, not just a blessing prayerfully, but please, if you can be able to find Mr. Amel Makaba through social media and just be a support towards the goals and the projects that they are doing, it will be great, because they are doing a great job in the society. And I really appreciate you for that. Sir, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We're going to say bye to you for now, and we
Thank
hope
you.
to see you soon. Thank you so much, and may
Thank you
God
for the
bless.
opportunity. Thank you for the honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, beloved, thank you. Let's talk family. Thank you. That was Mr. Paul Makaba, Mr. Amel Paul Makaba. He's a great man. He has pushed himself beyond belief. And today I see him as a great man, a great businessman, and a politician. And not only that, he's also a political analyst. He's doing a great job. And I will encourage you never to give up. And remember, as I always say, you are the best there is, and nobody else can take your place. So always remember, I love you so much, and you are meant to be authentic, not flawless. Or rather, you are meant to be real and not perfect. Go out there and make yourself proud, and make God proud more. Love you. Bye. Till next time.
Artists who are selling their music on Matumba online store. South African legendary pastor Rudolph Mabasa, the legendary Stephen Ngobeni, Apostle Neo, Pastor Triple E Vekweyo, legendary multi-award winning Matumba Power, Mozambican Julia Magaya, Nigerian Francis Divine Gift, South African Apostle Peter, South African gospel group Bukona Worship Explo, Kenyan gospel artist Irene Solo, South African legendary Dr. Keddy, Brighton and Princess, Minister Jones, South African Walter Chabs, the legendary Apostle Petrus Mamahohi, the legendary Gift Makamu, Zimbabwean gospel legend Shadrach Muzakomba, and from South Africa Eastern Cape, Pearl. Kindly visit matumbapower.com, and scroll down to Matumba online store and buy. You can pay through PayPal to email pastorpower79@gmail.com, or locate the Matumba online store FNB business account details. Just after you have filled your personal information, then click Save and Continue, and choose the Matumba Online Store FNB business account details. After clicking the button, Place your order, you will see the account details. Wire a payment to it. After receiving your payment, we will update the system. You will then receive a link on your email to download your digital product. Thank you for your support. Matumba pastors and authors who are selling ebooks, audiobooks, and their sermons on Matumba online store, one of South Africa's church fathers and revivalist. Apostle Joseph Sitholy.
American pastor and scholar Bishop Dr. Paul Taylor.
Bible teacher, author and multi-award-winning gospel artist. Matumba Power, Zimbabwean pastor and seasoned author, Pastor Benedict Chiponda. South African Bible teacher, and author, Mama Pastor Josie Sithole.
Bible teacher and scholar Pastor K.E.T. Huhu.
American evangelist and professor Dr. Percy Bland Sr.
South African Bible scholar Dr. John Mafukela.
One of Nigeria's church fathers and leadership expect, Dr. Shegun Tremendous Oshinaga. The South African author and Bible teacher Apostle Sai Shlungwani. Theologian and leadership expect Dr. Gideon Sabila.
Author and South African recording artist Lev Simmons.
Bible teacher and prolific author Apostle Sibusiso Koza of His Grace Tabernacle. And South African author Mitham Tando Usindlo. Kindly visit matumbapower.com, and scroll down to Matumba Online Store and buy. You can pay through PayPal to email pastorpower79@gmail.com, or locate the Matumba Online Store FNB business account details, just after you have filled your personal information, then click Save and Continue, and choose the Matumba Online Store FNB business account details. After clicking the button, Place your order, you will see the account details. Wire a payment to it. After receiving your payment, we will update the system. You will then receive a link on your email to download your digital product. Thank you for your support. Matumba Online Store.
In partnership with Yahweh TV.
By Jesus' grace, we also provide the following services. We do posters for your Sunday services, conferences, night prayers, funeral announcements, weddings, and special church events.
We do digital marketing videos for the same events. We do ebooks, produce audiobooks, and music,
then sell it on social media, to a global audience of over 38 nations scattered in 5 continents of the globe through Matumba Online Store, located on the website matumbapower.com.
Matumba Online Store,
in partnership with Yahweh TV, enriching lives, glorifying Christ.